Do you long for security? I suppose we all do. That's why we lock our doors at night and put our money in bank accounts. But how do you have a security that's sustainable, even beyond the grave? I'm Caleb Abernathy. I'm one of the pastors at Christ Memorial Church. Today we're beginning to look at the prophet Micah, a prophet from the southern kingdom of Judah. He prophesied between 730 and 700 BC during the reigns of King Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah. These are during the final years of the northern kingdom and the beginning of the decline of the southern kingdom of Judah. In this book there are 3 rounds of oracles, and each of them begin by looking at the oppression and injustice in both northern and southern kingdoms, and prophesying God's soon coming judgment at the hands of the Babylonians and the Assyrians. But more than just God's execution of justice against Israel and Judah, the visions also prophesy that God will establish justice. He'll bring a shepherd king from the line of David who will bring in a kingdom of justice and peace and security. The first of these cycles ends in chapter 2. After a horrific description of the judgment that's coming, listen to this vision of the king who's coming and the security that he provides. I will surely assemble all of you, O Jacob. I will gather the remnant of Israel. I will set them together like sheep in a fold, like a flock in its pasture, a noisy multitude of men. He who opens the breach goes up before them. They break through and pass the gate, going out by it. Their king passes on before them, the Lord at their head. Now, if you're listening with New Testament ears, it's not hard to hear how this text speaks of Christ. He is the shepherd king described here. The New Testament portrays Jesus as the good shepherd who lays down his life for his sheep to bring them into the fold. And Jesus is portrayed as the king who triumphs over his enemies in the cross and leads his remnant people to victory. Listen to Colossians chapter 2, verse 15. Paul says that God disarmed the rulers and authorities and put them to open shame by triumphing over them in him, in Christ. So Jesus makes his remnant, his flock, to dwell secure, defeating Satan's minions and sin and death. So if you're trusting in Christ, you are secure in the truest sense. Your shepherd king has gathered you so that not Satan, not sin, not death, nothing can separate you from the king's care for you.